Ever wondered what kind of plane stays in the air the longest, can fly the furthest, or can even fly right back into your hands? In the next few segments, we get the paper airplane guy to give us a demo of these cool paper airplanes. With your own paper this time. Yep. Could you show us the plane that stays in the air the longest?
Here's a plane that is so good that when I invented it, I didn't think I'd ever invent a better glider than this. So I called it the plane.
If you added a paper clip on this,
Paper clips. We do not. The paper airplane guy does not use paper clips.
Okay, why
Paper
not?
airplane guy does not use paper clips. Because you don't need to. You can do everything you need to do with just folding. If you wanted to move the center of gravity around, you could. If you wanted to move the center of gravity back, let's say, or forward, you can just adjust the amount that you're folding in here. And if you add all that weight, now you've got a plane that might fly fast, but it's not going to fly very long, because suddenly you've doubled the wing loading, which means, okay, your plane is flying faster. You might be able to throw it further, but it's not going to glide. It's not going to be able to ride updraft. It's not going to stay in the air.
Most paper airplanes fly straight just before crash landing onto the ground. But John Collins, the paper airplane guy, managed to invent a plane that makes a loop in the air and flies right back into your hands.
The boomerang plane can circle left or circle right or do a loop. And so that is, when most kids see that, they're amazed by that. They always assume that in order to do that, there's a rudder adjustment one way or the other, but that's not true, because it'll circle that direction or that direction.
Oh, wow.
And if you throw it straight, it'll do a loop.
Up. Oh, cool. How did you figure all these out?
This was a little bit of trial and error, getting the center of gravity right where I wanted it, but once I had the plane, once I could see it in a bank turn, I started investigating that whole negative, positive dihedral angle. And this plane was the impetus for me to sort of study all of that. The effect you could have just by adjusting the angle at which the wings leave the body of the plane. So this was sort of an educational process for me as well.
We've been seeing planes made from just a single piece of paper for this long, so we wondered whether or not John Collins, the paper airplane guy, would be able to make a paper plane out of more than just one piece of paper. Okay, can you make planes out of more than just one piece of paper?
This is a design that I'm really happy with. This is actually two pieces of paper folded together, no gluing, no cutting. And this design came about because I had invented a really fast airplane called the interlock dart. And it is, the front of the plane gets locked together from a sync fold. And that's just a, kind of a fancy origami move. But once I could lock together these little triangles with the sync fold, I knew that I could fold together two sheets of paper using the same technique. So you just kind of put the two triangle pockets into their counterparts in the other piece of paper, and then fold it, make the wing folds, and it all stays locked together. Or two.
Oh, okay. So can they fly on their own like that? Or?
No. Well, that's not the correct shape for that to fly. It's the wings. The wings actually need to be folded down so that this raw edge just touches the raw corner there. That was the original design for the dart.
And how does this, what's it called, the dart?
This is the interlock biplane. So I'm just going to slip this guy back together. Remake the crease.
So how does it fly?
Actually, quite well.
So, it just flies straight, it doesn't do any fancy tricks?
No, it's just a good glider. Although outdoors, it's got a really interesting flight pattern. If you've ever flown a box kite, you kind of see how a box kite skates back and forth on the wind. That does the same thing because it's got that boxed-in sort of look to it, so it behaves the same way outdoors.
But it's heavier because there's two sheets of paper to hold it?
Actually, no. The wing loading is about the same as an interlock all by itself, so it's consistent with the speed that the regular interlock dart flies. In fact, it's a bit slower than the dart because there's more wing area there. So It's heavier because it's 2 sheets of paper, but it's actually 2 wings, so the wing loading stays consistent.